as we do in the actual class, let's take a small mental break to refresh you. So this time I am showing you a picture which may not be very good taste, but just read below. Yesterday I was walking down the street holding hands with my wife. I suddenly dropped her hand and grabbed my cell phone to take this picture. She hit me in my chest and wouldn't talk to me the rest of the day. Last night she asked me, "How could you?" I said, "How could I not? It's not every day you see a dog driving a car." Look into the picture and enjoy. Okay, so the break time is over. I had already discussed this in detail in the previous slide. We have a binary eutectic system. So now if you see, this is the liquid region, this is the single solid alpha region, this is the single solid beta region, this is the alpha solid plus liquid region, this is the beta solid plus liquid region, and this is the two solid alpha plus beta region, right? So these are 6 regions, and you have this isotherm. Isotherm means a line which is a constant temperature line. This isotherm is also the eutectic line, right? So, right, because the eutectic reaction will take place, as we told you, on this line, vertically this and horizontally this. So this eutectic isotherm is there, and this temperature for a lead tin alloy is 183 Celsius. So the eutectic point is there, as I told you, where all liquid will suddenly become liquid plus solid, and this reaction that liquid becomes two solids is the eutectic reaction. So there is a eutectic point and there is a eutectic reaction, and of course the concentrations and so on, because if you are at this point exactly and you draw the tie line, if you are exactly at this point the composition is 61.9% tin, but if you are at this point and you draw the horizontal tie line, then it will hit the alpha at 18.3% tin, and it will hit the beta at 97.8% tin, and so on. So those compositions are very critically important. Solvus line. Solvus. You see, you know that there is a liquid, so liquidus line, liquid, solid plus liquid, liquidus line, liquid, solid plus liquid line, right? But there is a solvus line here, which is not that above. You see here, this is liquidus, this is solidus, this is liquidus, this is solidus. But what about the red line here? Above it is not liquid plus solid. Above it is one solid, below it are two solids. What about the red line here? Above it is one solid beta, below it are two solids alpha plus beta. So on a eutectic phase diagram, this red line, solvus line, is a new type of line, right? If you remember, in isomorphic alloy, there is liquidus above and there is solidus below. But here, there is liquidus and solidus. This is liquidus, this is liquidus. This purple is solidus. But this one is solvus, solid to two solids, solid to two solids. Invariant points, right? Any point like the eutectic point where the normal operation of liquid, solid plus liquid and solid does not happen, but liquid suddenly becomes two solid. That type of a point is called an invariant point. Again, this is a definition from an earlier course. Now eutectoid, we will see later on. You see, this is an iron carbide or a steel diagram. So on the previous page you had lead and tin and so on, right? This time it is iron. It is iron on one side, iron carbide on the other side. So we are taking a small portion of the iron carbide diagram where you have austenite phase, we will see it later on, of iron, austenite phase of iron, right? and this austenite phase of iron changes into iron and iron carbide phase diagram. So there will be a eutectic point where you will see later on in the diagram where liquid changes into two solids. So that will be eutectic. Remember, the definition of eutectic is that liquid suddenly changes into two solids. But wherever a solid suddenly changes into two solids, that point is called a eutectoid point. Eutectoid point. That it is like a eutectic. Eutectoid means something like a eutectic. In a eutectic, a liquid changes into two solids. So it is similar, but here a solid changes into two solids. So we will see later on that in an iron carbide or a steel diagram, there is a eutectic point and there is also a eutectoid point. Right? In iron carbide diagram, at a higher temperature of 1400 Celsius or so on, there will be another reaction called peritectic, where a higher temperature solid, delta solid. In iron, we will remind you later on, we will go more into details of iron and steel a little further on, but you will be reminded that you see at a room temperature, you have alpha ferrite phase of iron at a temperature of roughly 750 Celsius. You have another phase of iron which is called gamma or austenite, and above 1450 and so on, you have a third solid phase of iron called delta ferrite. So iron is this unique diagram, unique metal, that it has three solid phases: alpha ferrite, gamma austenite and delta ferrite. So when you are near delta ferrite and then the delta ferrite changes phases, then that very high temperature invariant point is called a peritectic point. Manufacturing of iron, you know that there is something called blast furnace, right? This thing is called a blast furnace. This is a big vertical chamber where you can heat it by having a big blast of air inside, right? And you heat it at a very high temperature. If iron generally melts around 1400, 1500, 1600, then this would go to say 200 Celsius and so on. This is just a schematic diagram, but what you will put inside the furnace, iron ore will be there. It will be pelletized, which means it will be in small broken pieces, and it will be centered. So iron ore will be there. Limestone will be there. Calcium oxide and so on. And coal will be there in the form of a powder called coke. So iron ore, limestone and coke, they will all be fed into the blast furnace. It will be heated to a very high temperature, so all of this will melt. There will be reactions between the iron and the calcium and the oxygen of the air. Carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide and so on will be formed and they will evaporate. Some slag will be formed, impurity metals, and pure iron can be separated, or iron mixed with carbon will be separated and so on. So pelletizing, sintering, solid coke, blast furnace, pig iron, right? What is pelletizing? I have explained. What is sintering? I have explained. What is coke? I have explained again, right? So steel making process. Slag means those lower density metals which are impure metals that you will separate out here, and the higher density, higher weight actual iron or steel will be taken off from the bottom of the blast furnace. So again, you can go back into your material science or into your manufacturing, and you can read about this, but one good slide about the iron making process. So here we are showing you again that the blast furnace is there, lot of heat generation is there. The whole thing is made of a steel because it has to be very high strength and ductile and so on, but inside there is refractory lining, right, very high temperature, because if it is a steel body and you are melting a steel in it, the whole body will melt. So the outside body will be steel, the inside body will be very high temperature resistant ceramic tiles and bricks and so on, and carbon plus oxygen, right? So carbon dioxide, then that plus carbon monoxide, then its reaction with iron ore, iron separates, carbon dioxide goes again. For the purification, calcium carbonate, which is the limestone, and so on. So some alumina and slag will be formed. So the chemical reactions are also mentioned here, and it is good to know because you see this single material is steel. There are thousands of different types of steels, and cast iron. All types of steels and all cast irons are basically steels, alloys of carbon and iron, and there are thousands of these. So if you take one single material, which is the largest engineering material in the world, it is steel. So knowing a little about the blast furnace and the reactions and so on is good. Now we have already taken portions of this phase diagram earlier to explain to you the eutectic and the eutectoid and the peritectic reactions and so on. But now the whole iron carbide phase diagram is there, right? So this is the phase diagram for a steel. Why is it not called iron carbon diagram? Why do I keep on repeating iron carbide diagram? You see, in lead tin, in copper nickel, one was isomorphous, one was eutectic binary alloy. Compared to them, there in copper nickel, they were 100% soluble. Lead tin were 100% soluble. Iron and carbon are not 100% soluble. You take iron, right? And you keep on adding weight percent carbon, 1% carbon, 2% carbon, 3% carbon, it is soluble. 4% carbon, 5% carbon, it is soluble. Once you reach 6.7% carbon, you are trying to add 6.7% or more carbon. But if you add this much of carbon at a high temperature where everything is molten, of course, then all of the carbon and all of the iron will chemically react and form iron carbide. So once you try to add 6.7% carbon or more, you will not add carbon anymore. There will be no separate iron. Everything, all metal that was there will become iron carbide. So you will not have, you see, for an alloy, we need to have separate iron and separate carbon as a mixture, unreacted. But if you go beyond 6.7% carbon, then everything becomes iron carbide. So the diagram after that is no use to us. So the whole diagram of steel is the diagram of iron which contains less than 6.7% carbon. So therefore on one side you have carbon, on the other side you have iron carbide. So this is called iron carbide diagram, and of course temperature and weight percent carbon. So this is the diagram, you know that. This is the eutectic point, liquid to two solids. This is the eutectoid point, one solid into two solids. And as I reminded you, iron near room temperature is alpha ferrite phase. Above this 727 Celsius, gamma austenite phase. Above this 1493 Celsius, delta ferrite. Alpha is BCC, delta is BCC, gamma is FCC. But this alpha ferrite, the size of the BCC is different, and this delta ferrite, the size, the cube size, the A, is different. So though alpha is also BCC and delta is also BCC, but the structure, the A, right, the size of the cube is different. And gamma, of course, is austenite. And these alpha ferrite, gamma austenite and delta ferrite are homogeneous phases of steel, homogeneous phases. And of course, some of the carbon mixes with the steel as a compound also. So some iron carbide is also there in the diagram, right? So there is liquid phase, alpha phase, gamma phase, delta phase, and solid cementite phase. Iron carbide is called cementite. So one liquid phase and alpha, gamma, delta, cementite, right? So four solid phases. So this is iron carbide diagram.